Hello astrology friends, and this is your astrological forecast for February 2025. My name is Gemini and this is my astrology channel, and please subscribe to the channel and also like the video if you do like it, because it all helps spread the word of astrology. Okay, so February, what can we expect for this month? We've got a few things going on. The major thing that I think is the talking point is Mars, because Mars goes direct on the 24th of February in the zodiac sign of Cancer, and that is really significant because that's been retrograde for some time now and caused some major problems, particularly if you're in a Mars perfected year. So that's going to be kind of a major. The other major talking point, of course, is Jupiter going direct on the 4th of February. That's been retrograde in Gemini since October, early October. So that's really kind of significant that that's moving forward as well. And if you're under a Jupiter perfected year, this is going to be great. And essentially for you Geminians, a significant time of development. And that means that the world is kind of moving forward. We're coming out this retrograde period that's been dominating. All the outer planets are moving forward. Uranus went forward on January the 30th, so last month. That's moving forward through Taurus. We've got Neptune moving forward, in its last dance of Pisces for a while before it goes into Aries. Saturn's moving forward in Pisces as well. And Pluto in Aquarius is moving forward. So all the planets are moving forward, which does contribute to this kind of sense of things really beginning to change the collective, the zeitgeist, what people are really talking about and what's important to them. There is a healing aspect that I think is a great quality about this. Yes, okay, we've still got that square happening between Jupiter and Saturn, and that is significant. And I feel like that's going to contribute to a kind of a sense of, do we expand or do we limit ourselves consciously? And what do we want out of this world? How do we want the world to kind of maneuver? And that, again, from a political perspective, I think it's going to be really deeply significant. And for me, there is a real kind of sense of change and opportunity happening that I think is going to feel like February moves far more quickly than, let's say, January, which I think was a little bit of a stifled kind of month for a lot of people, and a month where it didn't feel like actually the year had started. Because of the Jupiter moving forward, it does. Okay, let's look at the individual zodiac signs, the sun signs. This is for the sun signs and rising signs. If you know your rising sign, check out your rising sign as well as your sun sign. Okay, so the first thing we've got is Aries. So this is for Aries sun and the Aries rising. Now, past the first week, you have the planet Venus in your own sign. So Venus is about diplomacy, bringing harmony, the aesthetics of things, and how we relate to people. But the thing is, Venus is not that comfortable in Aries. Your natural diplomacy skills, I'm afraid, Aries, can be a little bit sort of not great, but this gives you a real kind of chance to learn about diplomacy and to see the point of view of other people. And that's really kind of crucial. Your ruler, Mars, is retrograde until the 24th. When it starts moving forward in Cancer, this is the home sector of your chart. Things will begin to move in that area. So the themes of making decisions about the home, the family, the ancestral lineage. If you work from home, this could be a very productive time at the end of the month. And with Venus in your own sign, it really adds to a sense of being able to connect with people on maybe a deeper level. That's going to be it's a strong month for you, Aries. I would say the warning would be, try not to give other people too much power during this particular period. That's what I would say. There's a lot happening in your 12th solar house, which is the house of the self-undoing. So you could put yourself in a power where you do not have a voice in regard to yourself. So don't sacrifice your own individuality for the greater good. Okay, Taurus sun sign or Taurus rising sign. Your ruler is going to be in the 12th house for the majority of the month. And that house is the sort of the hidden house. It's very creative. It's Venus is comfortable in a 12th house. It's just not comfortable in Aries, so you've got a bit of a dilemma going on there. But what I would say is, like, try and try and contemplate, try and meditate. Uranus is now moving forward in your own sign, and particularly if you're born right at the end of Taurus, 18th, 19th, 20th of May, then you're going to be affected by Taurus energy, Uranus energy, beg your pardon, and things might be a little bit crazy, but it's the last stage of this sort of development. And I feel like for a lot of Taurians, they're starting to see more stability coming their way, starting to plan things forward, starting to get things moving. The Jupiter on the 4th moving forward in your second solar house is going to contribute to financial aspects of your life improving, or certainly moving forward in the right direction, because they haven't done. It's been very slow since October last year, and now it begins to move. Okay, Gemini, sun sign Gemini, rising. Big news, Jupiter on the 4th moves forward in your own sign of the zodiac. This means that life begins to expand, begins to become a lot more external, opportunities and growth to do with work, teaching, traveling, exchanging ideas, metaphysical, but generally a kind of a sense of optimism and a sense of, things are changing, this is great, and I love this. Your ruler, Mercury, is moving through signs quickly, particularly it's moving through Aquarius, and that's great because Aquarius is an air sign like yourself. So basically things can kind of, your communication skills can be really, really improved. Great opportunity for you. For Gemini, it's just going to feel a weight of the world on their shoulders coming off. They've been kind of stifled a lot over the last few months, and this kind of makes things a lot easier for them. So a real opportunity. Okay, Cancer. Cancer sun sign, Cancer rising. Full moon around the 12th in Leo. That is in your second house. So that in the middle of the month, it's a lot to do with how you are dealing with your finances and how you value your finances and how you value yourself within the money that you earn. If you can get that right, then that's going to make things a lot easier. But it's about closing certain preconceived ideas of how you view your money and then moving that forward to get things moving. And I think if you can do that, then you can get a really good aspect out of this month, because it is really good for letting go of the old ideas of money and the money that you earn. Really, really good. So that kind of moves forward. Okay, Leo sun, Leo rising. Pluto, you're still getting used to in the opposite side. You've got the full moon around the 12th. That's affecting you, bringing up a lot of stuff to the surface. Power dynamics, keep away from. That's going to be really kind of significant for you. I would also say that the sun is for the majority of the month in your opposite sign of Aquarius in the 7th house, which is the house of relationships. There's a real focus on relationships, how you relate to another. Maybe a kind of sense the light shining on that side of things for you that you've got to recognize and got to work through. That's going to be really kind of significant for you. And, put your power into other people, put your energy into other people. Try not to get into a situation where you feel that you're, focusing too much on yourself. It's not going to work during this particular period. You've got Mercury there in your 7th house as well. So, it's going to work for you quite nicely, focusing on other people, getting the best out of other people, and communicating in an effective way. Okay, Virgo sun, Virgo rising. This is a real opportunity for a lot of movement and energy that's external, not internal. Don't have to think about things or overthink things like Virgos like to do. Let's not do that. But let's concentrate on the idea of just getting things moving. Saturn is moving forward in your opposing sign. It's giving direction. It's giving a sense of direction here. And, for a lot of people, Virgos, stability, a sense of duty, a sense of renewal, a sense of self-discipline is all going to come under February's movement here. You've also got Jupiter moving forward in your 10th solar house. That is the placement of career. So expect career developments and things to move in that direction in a completely different way than what it's moved previously. think back to really kind of the late summer of last year, and you'll see the movements and things from that time coming back in and really kind of helping you to move forward. So significant month. Okay, Libra Sun, Libra Rising. Well, I think that one of the things that I would really be kind of talking about with Librans is Venus. Venus is in your opposite sign for majority of the month, which is the 7th house, which is the house of relationships, partnerships, connecting with other people. So you need to focus on that and get that balance right. Now, for Librans, that's an easy thing to do. That's what they're all about. But you're going to have to be working with others a lot more. And you might feel there is a selfish need for you to put your opinions across in a rather direct way. And that's very unlike Librans, but they can do that. You know, I always say Librans are very good at kind of, you know, causing kind of a bit of havoc and then putting it all back together with people. There's a little bit of that going on. The self-sabotage, should be careful of that. You know, things are going quite nicely. You've got Saturn coming into your relationship area of the chart later this year. So you've got to get the idea about, you know, how to deal with people and how to deal with other people's opinions, because that's coming your way. You've also got Neptune going in there as well on the 30th of March. So again, re-emphasize that whole idea of how you deal with others. Okay, Scorpio, sun sign, Scorpio rising. The working environment is key, but the biggest thing is that Jupiter moving forward in your solar 8th house is all about what people are investing into you. What energy are they putting into you, and how to utilize that and get the best out of it for February. You'll feel an expansion in that. You might be looking at other people, dealing with other people's money a lot more. You might feel that you're going through a bit of analyzing yourself or analyzing others, or going to the deeper issues of what makes people tick. A sort of therapeutic month in a sense, where you can benefit from that and get insight into other people's behavior. So this is really, really kind of strong for you, a really kind of strong time. And you know, Uranus is moving forward in your 7th house, so you're not as much in that crazy energy that you were or have been since 2018 regarding relationships. It's starting to smooth over. It's starting to come to some kind of conclusion, I think would be the best way to put it. A lot of focus also on the home and the family, because the sun is in your 4th house, and that brings up an energy that is warm and healing to do with the home life. Okay, Sagittarius sun, Sagittarius rising. Jupiter from the 4th moves forward, wow, in your 7th house. Connections with others are going to be hugely important. That's where your expansion comes in. Listen to the opinions of others. Be open to changes that come along. You know, don't be too bombastic. Don't go off on your own kind of vision too much. Listen to other people. Other people are there to help you, and they will help you, and it will bring about opportunities that you could only dream of. The only thing I would say, and the warning I would say, is try not to spread yourself too thin during this period. Okay, Capricorn sun, Capricorn rising. Saturn is moving forward. That's your ruler. It's moving forward in your 3rd house, the house of communication. You can communicate effectively to people and get your ideas across significantly. Mars on the 24th is moving forward in your 7th house. So for the last 2-3 months, you've had a little bit of difficulty with other people and how other people react to you. It's been a balancing act that you've had to kind of work your way through, and all of a sudden it's just not there. It's like things are moving forward. People are listening to you where perhaps they weren't previously, to some of your ideas and some of your expectations. That's really, really good. And I think that's going to continue. That Mars moving forward on the 24th really helps. But until that, be patient. Okay, Aquarius, sun, Aquarius rising. Everything is on you at the moment. The sun is in your 1st house. Pluto is in your 1st house. There's a lot of focus on you getting the balance. You've got full moon in your 7th house of relationships around about the 12th. So again, look at that time in the middle of the month, focusing things becoming quite enlightening or being concluded around that time. It's just about how you respond to people, how you respond to relationships in general here. You know, Aquarians can be a little bit aloof at time and sort of disappear, and then they sort of come back in. And they've got to learn that they've got to hold on to and be like a bit like a tree, or a rock, something stable, They need to keep hold of that and just let things wash all over them. When they do that, it's going to make life a whole lot easier. Remember, you're dealing with Pluto's power. Pluto is starting to really take effect on you. So be kind of aware of that. Feel it in your body. Take it in. Pluto's starting to weave its magic. Okay, Pisces Sun, Pisces Rising. Saturn, look, Saturn is moving forward in your own sign. If you're born at the latter half of Pisces, you're about to get a bit of Saturn coming in, which is responsibility, self-discipline, and the reality of the situations coming to light. Also, the last dance of Neptune. If you're born around right at the end again of Pisces, the Neptune is starting to move off. You're starting to see things clearly, maybe not necessarily taken by flights of fancies. So things become a little bit clearer in you, a little bit grounding. You're now switching from Neptune into Saturn's mode, which is good for you, really kind of good for you. So be aware of that. You know, this is going to be a month where things are moving forward in the right way, but also there is a kind of sense of a cycle is coming to an end, and now I know what I have to do about it. And now I'm going to plant things that are going to be much more solid. We're going to see a different flavor out of Pisces coming up. We're going to see a much more structured Pisces energy coming in, and that's going to move things forward in the right way for them. You know, just don't get lost under Neptune if you're born right at the end, particularly the sort of on the 19th or 20th. If you're just inside the cusp of Pisces, you're going to be a little bit oversensitive during this particular period of February. Your traditional ruler also, you know, Jupiter is moving forward, and that's in your fourth house. So there might be things to do with the home, the family, starting to move forward in a much more positive way. Listen, guys, I hope that's all helped. If you like the video, press the like button, become a subscriber. It really does help. And I will speak to you all very, very shortly. And thank you very much for watching your astrological forecast for February 2025.